Welcome back to the Helpful Fox Senko-San Interview Part 2. You see, originally I was planning on stopping after full reviewing watching 4 episodes of this, but because of timing and because I had to work today, review 6 for episodes 5 through 10. There was one segment I forgot to mention that happened in last episode, which was basically, Netoko basically has to go to work on a Sunday, but he has to, despite the fact it's his day off, he still has to go because he's already going to work. Yeah, I feel for you. I've had to go on my day off, and it's not very fun. Yeah, days off supposed to be relaxing, not going to frickin' work. Yeah, it's not fun, so I feel for you, man. So what does he do? He proceeds to sleep in. He sleeps for 15 hours, which I'm like, damn, he slept for half the day. And he has to probably stay late of work the next day. Yeah, it's a funny little thing. Of course, Seneko was going to be his alarm clock, but she forgot to. Yep. Episode 5 has, meet Seneko. He arrives home from work, he sees her in his apartment, is like, who are you? He's like, I'm Seneko. Yeah. And, of course, she has the thing in the episode where he really wants, because he tends to fluff Seneco's tail, and she wants to fluff hers, but never gets a chance to. Nope, he does it with another fox woman as well. So hangs out with him for a while, plays some video games, and that's simply it. Yeah, and there's other stuff that happens here, like there's a scene where they actually have Netoko in the bathroom. He's basically bathing, and then Seneko walks in. This is a slight alteration how they did in the manga. In the manga, they kind of censored her, let's just say her groin, with a bit of steam. In the anime, they had to use her tail to censor her groin, which, okay, that's actually pretty good. I like the fact they did that. And the reason why she's in there, despite that she's completely naked, she wants to wash his back. Okay, and after washing his back, he proceeds to wash her back, and of course he's the first in the base of her tail. He doesn't necessarily touch it, but he does get upset he messes up her tail. Yeah. Then they hop in the tub together, and they just relax for a bit. Yeah, that's all that is. There's another segment where there's more segments. There's one where she actually cuts his hair for the first time, and one point he cut a little too much, but she grew it back on. And he also took the time to wash his hair afterwards, like she's in a barber shop. Yeah, it's a fun little bit. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, they go to the beach. Yep, they go to the beach in episode 8. Yep, the beach. Okay, summer break, and it's one day. Yeah, summer break is actually more than one frickin' day, probably because of his computer job. So, what does he do? Goes to the beach with pretty much the rest of the female cast of the series, minus one. He hasn't met the other one yet. Yeah, that's a strange thing about this series, where you have one male character and you have like 2 fox girls and his neighbor. Yeah, the only character in the series who actually has a name is Sora, and she does appear in this episode as someone as a snack stand. Now, they decided just completely random, oh yeah, let's go to the beach. Just cuz. So, and basically Yuriko is just following along just cuz. And she basically also, the flashback that she bought a bunch of beach stuff. Like a grill, of course, her swimsuit. Like, I look at her, sometimes like, what? The series couldn't bother to sport a bikini for this smoking hot woman? Nope, it had to be just a shirt and shorts. I'm like, that's not a swimsuit. That's just your normal clothes. At least in the case of Seneko and Soniko, at least these 2 fox girls actually bothered to put on some suits. Heck, even Nezuko, he put on a swimsuit too, but does his neighbor? Nope. Nope, she doesn't. Yeah, and she's also a manga artist as well. Yeah, this was a fun episode to watch. Yep, there's even an episode with her where she spends the day with Seneko, where she brings her food, and, well, while she's eating, she says, hey, can I clean up your apartment? He's like, sure. and she's eating this delicious food, and she does it really quickly. It's one of two times she's actually in an apartment, and she's like, "Well, I did not know my apartment was this big." Yeah, probably because he put trash all over the place. And she says the reason why, because she doesn't have time to, because she's busy being a manga artist. Yep. And as payment for cleaning up apartment, gives her a maid outfit. And she wears it for pretty much the rest of the episode. I think this happens episode 6. Yeah, episode 6. She puts on this maid outfit. And Nedeko sees it. I was like, that's neat. What are you wearing it for? It's a gift from years ago. Like, oh, okay. And makes dinner, eats with it. He's like, okay, that's great. You wear the outfit. I prefer your regular clothes. I just like it for clothes. Simple as that. Though the outfit itself reminds me of the outfit that Taro wears in Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Now, as far as I know, when I watch this series, I get sort of flashbacks of watching Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. The only difference is with that one is that, for one, that one adapts a lot more manga this show does, and two, it's actually slightly longer by 2 episodes. Well, the 14 episodes is technically the OVA of the series, and it was never dubbed. Yep. Well, at least in the case of that one actually had some big name voice actors on that one. This one, no, it doesn't. It does not have any big name voice actors. I kind of wish it did, but I think the voice actors did. I'll get my final thoughts on that when I discuss that in part 3. I think what else was it? Yeah. Oh yeah. Sora shows up. Yep, sees her for the first time. Yeah, when she's trying to fluff her tail, which I saw hilarious. Now I should point out though, these 9, 10, basically 8 through 11, 13 and 15, and 18 and 21. See, this series mostly adapts first 22 chapters. For some reason, they skip over chapter 16. For some reason, I have no idea why would they do. Yep, and she shows up. Well, she's like, hey, you want to fluff a tail? And then he just, of course, he turns his head, and he ends up basically near her chest. Because Sora basically just wanted to pay a visit. And he's like, you could do anything you want. What'd you want? And he's like, I want to fluff your tail. She was like, what? Of course, she was hoping that he was going to he wants to rub her chest. Nope, her tail, her 4 tails. And of course, Seneko was like, no, fluff my tail instead. Yeah, but it's a brief little bit. And also, it was revealed that Seneko did not get permission to use that beach, so she's basically she's basically giving a timeout for what she did. Yeah. It's a funny little thing, and she also remembers, of course, Nezuko remembers, hey, you're that snack lady person. He's like, yep, that's me. And it's kind of hinted in flashback that Seneko was known Nezuko since he was a child, because it showed in flashbacks that, well, she kind of helped him out when he was lost in the forest. And so far, she hasn't told him that. Yeah. And apparently, it's also from Seneko when he's getting home late from work. He basically missed the last train, so Seneko gives him a lift home via her portal. Yep, he walks through it. Yeah, 1 of 2 times he does in this series. The other, of course, when he went to the beach. And she basically reveals that apparently the reason why Seneko hangs out with him because he looks like his ancestor, who looks like he's from feudal Japan. Yeah. Quartz also hints that in one of the episodes that he also likes her in the Japanese style maid outfit, which he does in one of the shorts they do for the series, which is basically her, with the exception of one, because Seneko takes her one of them, mostly put for these particular shorts they've had so far, ones I've seen for the first 10 episodes, just her doing like helpful things, like showing how to make food, her in like one's like their outfit. But it's a fun little thing. It's mostly her interacting with the viewer of the series. It's mostly we can say what it is. Yep. Trying to think, there was anything else I missed here? I think I mostly covered the episode. I think it was like episode 10. I didn't mention anything about that one. Oh yeah, 9. Oh yeah, I should talk about 9 and 10. 9 is simply this. Naruto was getting late for work, seeing a food program. He wanted to try this particular food, but he doesn't want to make it. So Seneko just happily comes next door to Yoriko's place, and Seneko is playing video games. Oh, I forgot to mention this. Apparently, here's the thing. Naruto owns a PS4. As I know this because they have the letters written in plain English, PS4. And he has PS4, but yet he has a flip phone. Why in the world he can't switch to a smartphone, I have no idea. I figured though with his job, he could at least afford to get one. Maybe they're not widely available in Japan at this point. I don't know. The series only came out just last year. So, most of the episodes simply put just having Yoniko, Seneko, and Seneko all just making this particular macaroni dish. And they're actually pretty, of course, Seneko basically deals with the fire, while Yoniko basically just deals with the recipe. And of course, Seneko makes all the stuff, and of course, Seneko has no idea how to deal with modern cooking. And of course, Seneko basically mentions that she's only good at cooking Japanese style foods, not Western food. She's not good at that. She's never cooked this before. Lucky enough that Yoniko basically just, okay, I'll teach her to make it. Yeah, and she says the reason why she doesn't cook for herself is because it's just a pain to cook for herself. I'm like, you could just go next door to your neighbor, a guy who I think she has a thing for, but she's never revealed it. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised these two end up together in the manga, because I've only read the first 23 chapters. Yeah. So they make the thing, and of course, they all try it, and they love it. And of course, Nezuko eats it later, and he enjoys it, and of course, it's really good. Yep. Yeah, there's also, and then episode 10 is a snow episode. Love snow episodes of a series. It's always so fun. Like, he's about to go into work this Saturday, it's snowing, so, like, he gets dressed, like he normally does, goes out, and when he's like partway down the stairs walking to the train station, he's like, oh, office is closed because it's a snow day. Yep, so what did he do? Well, Seneko and him basically throw snowballs at each other. They collapse in the snow. They make a giant snowman. Yoniko doesn't say anything about it. Basically, the fact that Seneko basically makes a giant snowball. Yeah. And that's when they have, that's when Sora shows up in the series to, pamper him. Yeah. Fun set of episodes. I think I covered pretty much everything here that happened in these 6 episodes. Yes, I think so. So, yeah, that's it for this particular review. Now, next part for this series will be covering the last 2 episodes and my final thoughts on the series for now. Because, you could do a second season for this series, but who knows? Depends upon the studio who made the series. Okay, so that's it for this particular review. My next review will be a comic corner. Yep, a comic corner on 2 Marvel trades. One that came out surprisingly 5 years ago. The other one came out... Well, actually, the issues came back in the 70s. But we'll discuss those in the next comic corner, okay? This video. Bye.